It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Why don't you tell them, Canada Dry?
It's Muffin Wednesday.
Yeah.
Muffin Wednesday. Unfortunately, I didn't have a muffin today. I forgot.
So today is not Muffin Wednesday, is what you're saying.
Well, still Muffin Wednesday, whether I have it or not, right?
Yeah.
But we also got a podcast to do. Let's rock and roll. We got Dynamite After Dark, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And there's only one thing left to do. Hit that music.
Clear for takeoff.
That's all systems go. Need that AFW logo. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Oh, my God. Welcome to this week's edition of Dynamite After Dark. This one, a little more important than the ones we've had in previous weeks because we are on the road to Dynasty, which means we gotta encapsulate some action, some segments, get some storylines going, so that way AEW will say to you, "Hey, JFB, you gonna plop down $49.99 for the pay-per-view? Here's what we got to show you." That's all I'm gonna say. I am, of course, the JFB. I am the Chief Shenanigans Officer. I'm also a resident psychic. That's right, Billy. I know what you're thinking. You better watch out.
Billy, I've had enough of your porn watching. Cut it out.
And who's this over here?
That's me. And also, keep his supper warm. I'm tired of it. You guys are letting his supper get cold?
Yeah, no kidding. What the hell?
You guys, has your supper ever been kept warm?
No. It's been sitting in the microwave while I do his start.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, beep. I'm, of course, your Canadian hero. I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I am Batman. No, I'm not Batman.
Who the hell's this guy down here?
Y'all know it's me. It's me. It's that EVP here on a Wednesday night, ready to talk some Dynamite, baby.
Yeah.
How we doing tonight, gentlemen?
We're doing good. We're doing all right. Doing all right. So Dynamite, I don't know where are we from this week?
Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria, Illinois. Nothing good comes from Peoria, Illinois. At least that's what MJF says. But I digress. We are on the road to Dynasty. This is the go-home show.
We're on the home stretch.
Screw what Collision does. Collision's just going to tie up a few strings here and there, but what's going to present you the opportunity to buy this pay-per-view is from tonight. We start off with a bang. Hey, Matt, how you doing? It's good to see Matt. I love Matt. Very enthusiastic, also very patriotic. We start with Moxley and Marina Shafir. They're going to be taking on Willow Nightingale and Swerve Strickland. Intergender tag match. Canada Dry, lay it on us. Your thoughts on the first match?
I enjoyed this. That was really good.
Yeah.
Like Willow is getting the push here.
Yeah.
Like she's getting such a push. Like she's getting to get the pin.
Yeah.
And getting to do a clap thing and not whose house, hers house sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a big moment. And then to get the DDT, the paradigm shift, if you will, from John Moxley.
Yeah.
That was a cool moment because it's focused on how tough she is.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. EVP Joe.
Yeah, this is a great way to start the show that I honestly think shouldn't have started the show until the end of the show. Then I was like, yeah, this was right for opening the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Willow looked awesome. Marina looked better than I thought she would.
Yeah.
And Moxley and Swerve are it's gonna be great. But
Yeah.
like them girls, that table bump that freaking Willow took, my God, I don't know how she got back up after that. Because that didn't go right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. I thought the match was okay. I like the fact that Willow's getting the bump, but let's be honest. Marina Shafir can't wrestle out of a wet paper bag if her life depended on it. As good as Willow is at making her competition look even better, she could not overcome the fact that Marina Shafir should have done one thing: stay in UFC and get your ass kicked as a jobber. That is your calling. You are not good at wrestling. You're not even mediocre. You are like,
I don't mind her as the bodyguard, though.
I don't mind her as the bodyguard either, but I don't want her in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't want her in the ring. I don't know if she's just decided I'm not going to listen to any of my trainers. This isn't.
She hasn't gotten any better.
Yeah, she was horrible in NXT. I mean, she was atrocious. And you would figure over the time, hey, she's going to get better. Something's going to catch. That's not the case. Like, she is just, I don't know. She's just horrible. I love Willow taking the bump from Mox. That was fantastic. Like, you just took Willow and put her on a pedestal because she just took a paradigm shift. And the fact that Swerve was in the corner celebrating while all this was happening was just apropos. I just loved that. I thought it was hilarious.
Let me say this, JP.
Yeah.
I have been mixed on Willow.
Yeah.
Up till now.
Yeah.
I am a Willow fan now.
Yeah.
I'm finally on the right side of history.
Yeah. I love Willow. I always have. To me, she's basically a female version of Big E. What made Big E look so great was not what he did in the ring, but what he did as a character. And that's the same with Willow. It doesn't matter what Willow does in the ring. Willow's character is what sells.
The one part where they're doing the Willow suplexing all of them.
Yeah.
That was kind of goofy.
Yeah. But that's Willow. That is Willow in a nutshell. Like, that's what I love about Willow. Like, I will bitch and complain until they put a world championship on her. Like, screw the TBS championship.
Well, that wasn't a very long reign. What was the point of that?
Yeah, like, I don't care about New Japan or Progress, Evolve. I don't care about any of that. You can slap any
She
strap.
won the Owen 2 years ago and hasn't really. This is her first push past that.
She is at a point where you need to make a decision, Tony. You need to either put her on the trajectory that she really needs to be on, which is to become a world champion, or cut bait. Let her go somewhere and sign with WWE, who I think would easily utilize her and make her a champion.
Well, it's like your hockey team. You
Yeah.
got some guy that he's a good player, but there's no room on your team.
Yeah.
So you trade him away for a couple bag of pucks and a favor to him, right?
Yeah. You get a washing machine out of it and all kinds of stuff. I love it. So we go from that. We get the Dash recap loss of Dash taking the loss on Collision. Then we go to Renee. She's in the back with FTR. And the official, in which case Dax hands over a $10,000 check and tells them to go out and eat. I'm sorry, but I don't know a place where you can rack up a $10,000 bill. I've been to some really high end places and have watched people order high end food, and I still couldn't get near $10,000.
Well,
So,
mind you, there's this photo going around where people are asking for 100% tips.
yeah, and to be honest with you, like I drive Uber, and on occasion I will get a tip that's equal to the trip that I gave them, which is absolutely fantastic. I had a guy give me a $50 tip on a $5 trip. And so, like, hey, if you have the money and you have the means, make someone's day.
For sure, do the tip,
Yeah.
but don't force it on
Yeah. Put it on there.
And if you can't afford to, you shouldn't be going out to eat. What? I shouldn't get to go out to eat because I can't afford a gigantic tip?
A long time ago, I worked as a bartender at a pretty swanky restaurant. And I'd been a bartender. I just got my license. I had been a bartender for maybe like a month. This guy wrote on his bill, if you want to make money, why are you a bartender? Because I was talking to him, telling him, I'm a filmmaker. I work on film. And I sat there and it was like, this guy put 0 as a tip and then told me I need to apply myself harder. So I walked from behind the bar outside and confronted the guy, took the receipt, tossed it in his face, and just went on like a 10-minute tirade. Like, tip people. Don't tip them with fake Christian money with Bible verses on it or any of this other. Just tip people. If somebody offers you a service, tip them. That's all I'm going to say. Can Dry. Let's talk about FTR and the fact that on Sunday, after Sunday, they need to have a talk. Let's talk about that whole situation. Can Dry, you go first.
I love Dax the Axe jacket tonight. I thought that.
Yeah,
it was really nice. Yeah, like this was interesting. We had a lot of tension. The $10,000 check was interesting take there. I'm interested to see how they turn Cash heel out of this.
Yeah.
Or is this going to be kind of like how they did Kofi and the New Day?
A crappy heel turn?
Yeah.
That everyone swears is so good.
Yeah. EVP Joe, your thoughts?
I'm curious as to why they got to wait 5 days to have a talk. It's Wednesday. Yeah. Dynasty ain't till Sunday.
Yeah.
Have your talk.
You guys can't go to a Waffle House and hash it out?
Why would you wait to have that talk? Like,
yeah, I hate this storyline. I hate it. I don't like anything about it at all. I don't know if I got on the wrong side of the bed this morning. No, but I hate this storyline.
I don't understand why they had Dax acting really heelish.
Yeah.
And now Cash is like, it's like they flip-flop. It's like they forgot who was who.
Yeah.
From last week. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Copeland doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
And FTR,
why wasn't Cope in this segment?
Yeah.
Because Sexton had a match later. That's why Sexton wasn't there.
No, but you could have even plugged that. Hey guys, don't worry. Let's get that together.
Yeah. This is out of the many storylines that Tony Khan has come up with and has abandoned, this should be one of them. Like, I would prefer to watch Jeff Jarrett try to win the world championship than watching Dash and watching Dax and Cash trying to.
I don't mind, like, if I'm gonna give it some leeway to see where it's going.
Yeah,
I'll give them till next Wednesday for them to turn on Copeland.
I don't like it. I think this is the stupidest thing you can do to a tag division that already is suffering. And now we're going to get rid of our two biggest guys.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think. I think they're gonna. I think
They're
they're gonna
both turning
turn
heel.
on Copeland.
I
I think we're going to get FTR versus Copeland and Christian. Because if you notice, we haven't seen Christian in a while, and his two people they're going to turn on him. I think that's how.
And the Cope and Christian action figures are coming on a box set already.
Yeah.
I just don't like this storyline. Like, just make them bad. They should have made them bad months ago. The minute that the Young Bucks were getting ready to leave, FTR should have gone heel.
They should have been heel sooner, but
Yeah, and now
let's see where this goes.
Yeah, and now we got to deal with this storyline, which I feel like they're going to extend it as long as possible, which it just adds to my misery with this storyline already.
And rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Not that out of many deaths of Hollywood superstars, Val Kilmer was probably the one that hit me the hardest.
And of all of his health, it was pneumonia that got him. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
We had an old man that I just found out, 102,
wow,
just died today.
what was his secret?
Well, he died of pneumonia.
Yeah, no, but I mean, living to 102.
Mnemonics.
I had an old lady that I knew from my neighborhood. It was like 98, 99. And I asked her, I had to be like 12 or 13. And she says, don't ever give up your sins. Smoke if you want, drink if you want. Who cares? Just live your life. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I was smoking and drinking at 12 years old. I'm kidding. I digress.
Pass.
Anyways, we get the official, if you will, Owen Hart Cup tournament. Here are the pairings that we're going to speak of. Ospreay's taking on Knight. Brody King is taking on Takeshita. Mark Briscoe made this list again. He's taking on Kyle Fletcher, and Hangman Page is taking on a guy named Wildcard. So now my question to you guys is this. Why is Mark Briscoe on this tournament, and who's the wild card? Canada Dry?
I think the wild card could be Canadian Strong Style.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
For those of you that don't know, that's Josh Alexander.
That's Josh Alexander. Yeah. You might recognize him as a guy who wears Canadian colors and the earpieces like an amateur wrestler.
Oh, I don't wear earpiece. Never.
No. I mean,
either that or it's MJF. Those are my two thoughts.
I don't see MJF entering the Owen. I don't. I think with him still shooting Happy Gilmore, and I'm sure reshoots are going to happen because they always do in Hollywood, he's not going to have that commitment to get into a storyline like running through the Owen tournament. I think it's Josh Alexander. I think the smart money is to put it on Josh. He's free agent. His ability to not wrestle for other organizations is done. He can wrestle wherever the hell he wants to. Put Josh Alexander in there. What a great way to introduce probably one of the most underrated wrestlers in wrestling today. And then we get the women's side, which is Hayter taking on Billy Starks, Thunder Rosa taking on Statlander, Julie Hart taking on Mercedes Moné, and Harley Cameron taking on Athena.
You know what's my biggest shock about this?
What?
They have Monet and Athena on the same side of the bracket.
They have Monet in the tournament where the winner takes on the world champion at All In. So now a woman with 4 belts that can't wrestle worth a damn is in, and the hottest property, female property you have right now in Harley Cameron is going to lose to Athena. Stupid. It does not make any sense. Ken, your thoughts on these?
Well, I
tournaments?
think you're going to have Athena and Monet meet up in this tournament.
Yes.
Which is kind of weird.
Well, I think it's to tease for their match later on.
No, what
They're
they
gonna have
should they should have what they should have did was they should have taken Athena and Harley Cameron and switched it with the Billy Starks.
I agree.
Right. So you could potentially have a rematch of Starks and Monet in the semifinals, and you can always tease what's been going on in ROH for forever and a day, Starks and Athena.
You could have Monet cost Athena the shot and give a clear road to Harley Cameron to make a run. Because I think the injustice in all this is you have Harley Cameron and you're kind of just you're putting it in this ether. You're not making a decision. Get her a purpose, a reason, a storyline.
I could see that happening because for the life of me, it feels like, for lack of a better word, a waste that the first time you would potentially have Mercedes Moné and Athena is just on like a Dynamite or a Collision. I feel like that could be a pay-per-view. That should be a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Who do you think like going through, like getting to the final? Like I think it's probably going to be Mercedes Moné's tournament.
I don't know. Maybe Jamie Hayter. I think Jamie.
Jamie hasn't been booked well lately.
Well, she's had visa issues. That's why.
Yeah.
But Monet doesn't belong in the tournament. She's a TBS champion. So unless you're going to
well, then Athena shouldn't either.
Have her drop the belt.
I don't mind this because they're going to have belt versus belt.
You know who I wouldn't mind seeing?
Athena wins or Monet wins. They're going to have belt versus belt at All In.
Yeah.
You want to make a star? Have Billy Starks win the whole thing.
I agree.
Why not?
I agree. And I think I agree.
You do Starks versus Monet too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
you have Starks beat Monet in the finals because Athena costs Monet the match, and that's how you get at Double or Nothing Monet and or at All In.
I don't think that's what's going to happen though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I just
either way, to be honest with you, I'm not super impressed with these tournament brackets. I'm not. Like for the first time, I'm looking at the Owen like, whatever. Whoever comes out, who doesn't. I don't give a rat's.
I will say there's one other potential wild card on the men's side.
Who?
Darby. I don't know what his status is on climbing the mountain. I don't know if he's done yet. When he is, potentially could be him. He could come back for one match. If he loses to Hangman Page, I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, so if Will Ospreay wins this tournament, going through the whole thing, who do we think is on the other side?
Give me a second.
I think Fletcher is on the other side.
Do you think they have what? They finished off a thing with Fletcher?
Yeah.
It's either. See, that's the thing. Like anyone on the 3 out of 4, Mark Briscoe isn't winning, but Fletcher could do it.
Yeah, I don't understand the He's giving Kyle Fletcher an easy match.
Yeah.
Hangman
I mean, in
Page,
all
like,
honesty, let's face facts. Briscoe in the tournament is just Tony saying, "Hey, let's put Mark Briscoe in."
he's literally the one person I said I don't want to see in this tournament.
He's doing better work now in this character than he has in the last 7 years. I love the work he's doing now. Yeah, he's losing matches left and right, and that's his job right now is to put over the young talent. But it's perfect. This comedic side to Mark Briscoe that we really have not seen is fantastic. Let him rip and run through the tournament. At least Jeff Jarrett's not in it.
And like so much for this push for the Hounds of Hell.
Yeah.
Like they have.
I wonder what happened. Well, last I heard, maybe Buddy's having visa issues. Maybe I don't know. I don't know where he went. What happened to him?
And when was this injury to Switchblade? I didn't see.
Yeah, they talked about at the very beginning of the show. Switchblade was attacked.
No, it's a real life injury. He's got to go into surgery soon.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're saying it happened.
Yeah.
It's a kayfabe to cover a real injury. Yes.
Yeah. Let's go to our second match of the night. It's our champion, Toni Storm. In preparation for her match against Megan Bayne, she has been tasked, if you will, to take on Penelope Ford. Canada Dry, second match of the night.
Penelope Ford, I love her.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd buy her a muffin on Muffin Wednesday. That's how much I like her muffins.
If you remember to buy one at all.
What?
If you remember to buy one at all.
Oh, I will. I had a gigantic breakfast this morning after my route with my coworker.
I saw it. It looked delicious.
Yeah.
And I can't even eat a muffin today. I'm full still.
I got muffins in the kitchen right now as we
What
speak.
kind of muffins you got?
I got blueberry, baby.
Oh,
Yeah. Good old-fashioned traditional blueberry muffins.
Can never go wrong with a good blueberry muffin.
Oh, no, you can't.
but yeah, Penelope and Tony. I just love watching Penelope Ford wrestle.
Yeah.
She's underutilized. Like I think that she has way more to offer than they're giving her.
Yeah.
But she's great. Toni Storm is great.
Yeah.
Good match.
Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. Penelope continues to improve. She never puts on real bad matches, and
yeah,
of course Toni Storm is Toni Storm. I mean, I expect this is like the minimum of what I expect out of her. So
yeah,
but I'm looking forward to her match with Megan Bayne. But can I say Megan Bayne looked scrumptious tonight? Like it was ridiculous, that all white outfit.
Yeah.
God.
Is your wife watching or is she sleeping?
I don't know.
I was actually surprised that they did not touch. That kind of surprised me because I feel like there wasn't a lot of time to tell the story. 1 minute, Toni Storm's on the ramp. Next thing we know, Megan Bayne shows up, beats her up, leaves her for dead. Now we have our challenger. And
I feel they did it. They should have ended last week's match this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this should have been put over there and that over here. And then you have her getting pinned by Megan Bayne.
Yeah.
On the go home show.
There you go.
Yeah.
That builds the tension because now you're like, I got to buy the pay-per-view. I got to see if Toni Storm can overcome
the Megasis
to Megan Bayne. That's that's good storytelling. That's how you sell pay-per-views. It was a week late. Should have been this week. But Penelope Ford is again like Carly Cameron. Great product, really over with the crowd. They're not doing anything with her. There's no storyline.
Well, I can understand with Harley Cameron because she's got a little ways to go in her wrestling, but Penelope Ford is polished.
Yeah.
Like she's good.
You have it, use it. Like it, if she was in WWE, she would be excelling in NXT. She would be one of their top performers in NXT, and they're just criminally not using her correctly in AEW.
Well, mind you, she is in the main. She's the sidekick in the main events.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Like I said, it's all about the follow-up. What happens after this story?
That is true. We go in the back. Renee's in the back. She's got a microphone. We come in and see what looks to be dead Willow laying on the trainer's table, not moving, swerving, Nana talking. Renee comes in and is like, hey, what's going on with Willow? What's the update with Willow? And Swerve says, hey, by the end of the night, I'm going to get my hands on Jon Moxley. And I don't want to talk about the Swerve promo because the Swerve promo was fantastic. But the facial reactions of Renee Paquette. For those who don't know, Renee Paquette is married to Jon Moxley in real life. So occasionally the Barb, I'm wanting to kick your husband's ass, and her kind of just like wincing, rolling her eyes. But she generally looked not impressed with Swerve. Like, yeah, I heard it before. Like she looked annoyed at all these people that want to come and kick her husband's ass. Canada Dry, your thoughts on Swerve and Renee?
Yeah, I love this. Great promo by Swerve, and just like the like Willow seems like she's part of the Nana family now.
Yeah,
and I hope they keep her with her because this is a perfect place for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that like when they said, I'm coming for Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
I thought how awesome is that? Because now we know we're getting more Swerve later in the show.
Yeah.
And I don't like to telegraph things. I like to keep things surprised, but I think this is important to let the people know I'm not done yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe.
Am I the only one who wants Renee to turn heel? I think it would be hilarious.
Oh, I would love her being a heel announcer.
And only when it comes to her husband.
Yeah,
that's the only time. Every other time,
she's acting perfectly like a normal professional.
Yep, just normal.
Yeah.
Like she just the way she sells everything. I love it.
Yeah,
like she always has that perfect amount of facial expression, or like she has that timing to just like when she just throws up her arms in exasperation.
Yeah,
she's got it down pat.
Yeah,
and of course Swerve is Swerve.
Yeah, it when you watch Renee, pay attention to Renee because she's more than just a girl with a stick in her hand and a microphone in her hand interviewing people. How she interacts with the characters helps bring out and develop and fully develop the characters. She's goofy with Willow. She's serious with this. She's nonchalant with that. I mean,
I love her interactions with Monet.
Yeah. Her interactions with Monet are fantastic, and their friendship goes back to WWE. So I mean, they've been friends for a long time. But next time you see Renee backstage, pay attention. There's a little bit more to Renee than just holding a microphone up to a person's hand. Mm-hmm. So we go to our next segment. Before we do, Canada Dry, what's in the flower shop tonight?
Flowers.
Yeah.
I think maybe something to do with I think Easter's coming up here, right?
Yeah.
So what is your favorite piece of chocolate you've gotten at Easter?
Okay. All right. All right. So we go to the front. We go to the arena. We go to the ring. Hurt Syndicate comes in, minus Shelton Benjamin. For those who don't know, there's a large, powerful storm system blowing through the United States as we speak, causing all kinds of delays and cancellations. I know because I hear thunder or lightning over yonder. I know the storm is coming, but Shelton Benjamin could not make it. So the Hurt Syndicate, minus Shelton Benjamin, it's just MVP Bobby Lashley. They enter the ring, then MJF's music hits, and MJF comes in. And he talks about primarily that MJF and the Hurt Syndicate is good business. Bobby Lashley, on the other hand, does not see it that way.
He's like, I don't like you, MJF.
Yeah. Now, you have MJF, who is an amazing talker. Guy loves and knows how to cut a promo. You have MVP, who is a great promo giver. And then you have Bobby Lashley, who has the same personality as the wall to my right. None. That guy can't cut a promo to save his life. But they give him the stick anyways, and he cuts a promo. It's so unconvincing. But essentially, we do not have a union between MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. MJF leaves. And then out comes Big Bill and Brian Keith, the Learning Tree, who lay out a metal chair and say, Bobby Lashley, take a seat and watch us in our next match. Bobby Lashley says no, knocks the chair off, and we get right to our next match. Canada Dry, let's talk about the Hurt Syndicate MJF.
Yeah, I thought that this it lacked something.
It lacked Shelton Benjamin.
It lacked Shelton Benjamin, but it also lacked MVP. Why wasn't MVP more on the mic?
Because the story it wouldn't have worked. MVP
No,
wants MJF to join. You got to have someone opposite to say no.
No, but you have him talk, and then it kind of helps Bobby a bit if you have him just say a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it doesn't matter. It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But it gets them to where they need to get to.
Yeah.
Sometimes everything doesn't roll like smooth cinema.
Yeah.
But it still gets you to the place you need to go, which is Dynasty. We're going to see possibly Dynasty at Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe, your thoughts?
I'm curious. Like, I think my biggest takeaway from this is the last thing that Bobby Lashley says to MJF is, "You want to be in the Hurt business? Go prove it." And MJF just walks away. So I don't know what it could be to prove it. Maybe he helps them retain the tag titles at Dynasty. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know where this is going. I'm kind of interested to see.
Yeah.
But I do believe this would have been better if we would have had why am I drawing a blank to his name all of a sudden?
Shelton?
Yeah, Shelton talking instead of Bobby on the mic.
Bobby Lashley has everything a professional wrestler should have. Size, presence. But he doesn't have it. And I think that's why I don't ever see Bobby Lashley as a world champion in AEW because he just doesn't have it. And even with MVP, you're just kind of waxing over the big hole in the wall. You're just painting a turd gold and selling it to an idiot on Craigslist. I mean, Bobby Lashley is a great wrestler, but Bobby Lashley is not a great pro wrestler. Just doesn't have that presence. So, well, anyways, we go to our third match. Big Bill, my God, Big Bill and Brian Keith versus the two sober guys at the bar across the street. They said, hey, are you guys drunk? They said, no, we only had one beer. They said, get enough. Come on and follow us. You're going to wrestle Big Bill and Brian Keith. We get a squish match. Oh, they squishiest of squish matches. Canada Dry. Lay it on me, brother.
This match was so squishy. I can still feel the ooze between my feet.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's how squishy it was. Incidentally, my coworker said, come here. And then she had me squash a cockroach.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I don't want to be the one squashing the cockroach. I don't want that stuck on my feet. That's not the kind of squish match that we're talking about here. That's exactly what it was. They proved a point. They challenged him, and they didn't quite answer him yet.
Yeah.
So it's not. This match isn't official, right?
Not yet, no.
So I'm guessing it was something to do on Collision.
I'm sure on Collision we will get the official match.
I'm sure we'll get 2 matches on Collision.
Yeah.
That and Jericho and Bandito.
Yeah. So, you know, I like Big Bill and I like Jericho. I like Big Bill and I like Brian Keith. Now that they are associated with Jericho. But I just like they aren't a threat to the Hurt Syndicate. And I don't want this to be like a 15-minute match. I want it to be fast. I want it to be violent, and I want it to end quickly.
Here's my question. How is this match supposed to make me excited for those two versus the Hurt Syndicate? Because it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I don't. I'm so tired of a team defeating some 2 random jobbers. So, yeah, jobbers, not enhancement. These were legitimate jobbers. They didn't do anything to make Big Bill look better, so they're not enhancement talent. And then they are supposed to get a title match.
Yeah.
Like, my plea to anyone who books tag team wrestling in North America, do it better this year. Because the last, year and a half, your tag team wrestling has sucked.
Yeah.
It's both WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
Do better.
Tag team wrestling is a science. There is a science to it. That's the reason why guys like the Rockers, guys like the Midnight Express, Demolition, Legion of Doom.
Did you know that the Rockers were tag team specialists?
Who?
The Rockers were tag team specialists?
Yeah.
I thought that was the funniest thing. Well, they're tag team specialists.
They exist in a tag realm. They know their beats. They know how each other works. That's what makes FTR and the Young Bucks such great wrestlers. They know their beat. But when you separate them and put them into singles competition, that's where you run into the issue. Singles, tag team specialists.
What are we talking about now? Where are we on the show?
I mean, we're talking about Big Bill and
oh, right.
Yeah.
So I've had time to think about it.
Yeah.
And I think I want to change what the flower shop is.
Okay.
I think we're gonna do since you said I just said first thing came up. Let's fix it. Let's tell me your favorite cartoon rabbit.
Cartoon Rabbit. Wow. All right. Well, let's go to Renee in the back. She is with Mercedes Monet. They're talking, and then the puppet appears. It's Harley Cameron. Apparently, they are going to have a match against each other on Collision.
No, they're teaming on Collision.
Oh, they're teaming on Collision. That's right. Yes. And coming up with their name. And then Monet leaves in anger, and then you're left with Harley Cameron, who entrances you with her awesomeness. Canada Dry, your thoughts on that segment?
Oh, I loved it. Bringing back the Monet puppet.
Yeah.
The what do they call it? She called it the money feel the wrath train.
Yeah.
Money Wrath Train or something. I can't even remember.
Well, yeah, I think could Monet turn face here?
I mean, possibly.
Or is Cameron turning heel?
No, I don't think either. It's just how can they coexist tag team match that WWE's famous for? That's all that is. Enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal. I don't think it's anything else but that.
And who are they against?
I'll tell you here in a second.
Card is subject to change.
It is Mercedes and Harley Cameron versus Athena and Julia Hart.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, because Athena and Julie Hart, they're not buddies.
Yeah.
No, it's just Julia is Mercedes' opponent on Sunday in the first round of the Owen. So
yeah. Okay. All right. I'm digging it. Let's go to our next thing. We have a tag match. It is Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. Ospreay and Kevin Knight versus Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. Canada Dry.
Wow, they're really pushing this Kevin Knight really quickly.
Yeah. He is officially all elite.
Like he's going to have a match at Dynasty. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
that's because he's replacing Jay White.
Yeah.
So do you think it was going to be Jay White versus Ospreay?
They said that they said it in the brackets that he replaced him. So
yeah, so
logic dictates it would have been.
So that was going to be the Dynamite match, or sorry, the Dynasty match.
That would have been so fucking awesome. I'm so upset about that.
Yeah. And Kevin Knight, like, there's no way Kevin Knight's beating Will Ospreay.
No.
But it gives him a bit of shine. This match gave him a bit of shine.
Yeah.
And it was entertaining. They both did some high flying there. I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I have been thoroughly impressed with Blake Christian these last couple weeks on AEW. I didn't know much about him. Like, I've seen him once or twice on ROH. And I know and he plays just a great heel. Like, he looks like someone you just want to see get punched or you want to punch him yourself, which is a great heel. And Lee Johnson, is good to see him back on AEW roster. He was there in the beginning when he's in ROH, honing his craft, so it's good to see him back.
Yeah.
And those two, they work well together too. Like, it's nice to hopefully they focus on rebuilding this tag division because it needs it something bad.
Yeah. I like the fact that at the end, Shivani says, "Hey, listen to me. At Dynasty, Will Ospreay will face Knight in the first round of the Owen Cup." And that's a great way. Now, whether that's part of the Zero show or part of the main show remains to be seen. But
there's no way you're putting Will on 0 hour.
it's good to see Blake. It's good to see the younger guys from New Japan coming over to AEW to the American audiences, especially Kevin Knight. I like this. I like these kids. Like Will Ospreay is kind of like the dad bird. And these are his little birdlings.
You know what's crazy is we talk like Will Ospreay is the old vet, and he's only 31.
You know. So anyways, go backstage with the Ops, not OPS, but OPPS. Samoa Joe.
Other people's property, sucker.
Yeah. You got Joe. You got Hook, Shibata. And Joe talks about the reason why they formed together because, well, I really don't know why they formed together because I blinked and I missed it. But apparently they want to take on all comers.
It had the makings of a good promo, and then he just kind of cut it short.
Yeah.
Because, like, Joe is like, while I was away, I was paying attention, and I saw the landscape change. But he didn't say how the landscape changed. He just says that it changed.
I mean, in the time he's been gone shooting Twisted Metal, he has missed the Elite storyline, which got abolished, and the Death Rider storyline, which should be abolished. Instead, he makes a reference to something that's not happening currently right now, which is that AEW is in disarray. You have multiple things going on at the same time and not a really solid A storyline. And that's what hurts. And so the Ops presents this opportunity of three guys that can kind of reign terror in the mid-card area. You know, because that's where they're at right now. Joe is kind of on the back end of his career. Shibata still works at the dojo in LA. And Hook sucks, so you might as well just throw him in the mid-card and let him just run rampant. I would like to see the Ops take on the Learning Tree.
I just put the trios titles on the Ops.
Yeah.
Let them
They
run the
already
trios.
had the Ops, but they weren't called the Ops for against the Learning Tree. They did this.
They coined that like after they came back, and
but even though they're still together back then.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyways,
the whole thing is actually dumb because they've been together for a while.
Yeah. Let's
I
talk
think it would
about
be better if they would have just explained the reasoning for the name.
Yeah. Like it doesn't make sense. But of course,
maybe they run some coin ops. maybe they got some video games so that you're gonna arcade coin ops.
There you go. Let's talk about match number 5. My best friend forever, Brody King. Taking on Lance Archer. I gotta say that with Buddy Murphy not being in the picture currently right now, so really truly the Hounds of Hell doesn't really exist as a faction. Julia's doing her own thing. Brody's doing his own thing. I don't know where the hell Buddy Murphy is unless he's getting slapped on Instagram by his wife. Like it's good to see Brody King getting a rub, especially against a guy like Lance Archer. Lance Archer is not an A-team guy. He's not in the A-list category, but he's a big, nasty, tough guy. And what better way to showcase that you're a nastier, tougher guy than to beat him up? And that's exactly what happened. Lance Archer takes the pin. Brody King gets the win, which is good because Brody King is part of the Owen Cup and gives him some momentum going into the Owen Cup. Canada Dry, 5th match of the night. Brody King.
This was something slapping beef. Yeah, I like this. I like the big dudes punishing each other. Brody King, he's just so good.
Yeah, he's special.
Like Brody King, give this guy a title run, or give him and Buddy a tag run, because they're both very good.
Yeah, I mean, you have an opportunity to move these guys past Malachi Black's departure and kind of reform them and give them new direction. That's what it's all about. Malachi Black's gone. He's going to be on SmackDown or whatever. Give these guys some new direction, but get Buddy Murphy in there as quick as possible. Like, don't make them start doing singles runs. Let them showcase what they do best. So, Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the match was fun. I liked it. Two big guys slapping meat. Like,
Something.
yeah. I want to talk about, though, this is the second week in a row we've seen a Don Callis cosplayer.
Yeah.
Is this a plan? Is it just a coincidence?
Is he traveling with the team?
I am so confused by this. Like, is this the same person? Like,
it didn't look like the same person.
Oh, so he took the idea from the last guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Did he? Because I don't understand. I don't know why Don Callis would go up and talk to him.
Yeah.
I
think
that's what I don't understand.
I think the problem was that he missed the opportunity last week to talk to that guy and interact with him. And when they mentioned the Don Callis lookalike was in the audience, someone must have told Don, interact with the guy. And that's what he did. And I mean, he had the scar and everything painted on his head. It was fantastic. I loved it. The match alone was okay, but to see Don Callis, I just think it's hilarious. Like, I think from now on, there should at least be someone in the audience dressed as Don Callis that he can interact with. Would be fantastic. I would love it.
I also like that interaction between Jericho and that fan.
Yeah.
Showing off his abs.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go to our sixth match. It's the main event. Sexton Hardcastle. He's taking on Claudio. The match itself was okay, but with Sexton not in the World Championship picture, why does he have to wrestle Claudio? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't
Trios title match on Sunday.
I mean, but I don't know. Like, I feel
it was lacking. I agree.
Yeah, it did not feel like a good wrestling match. It felt like they phoned it in.
It felt like they just had to get through this to get to the true main event angle of the night.
I agree. Cannon Dry, your thoughts, main event.
Yeah, it was I thought it was an okay match, but it wasn't worthy of the main event. The spot after was the most important part.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But and let me just say, Sexton Hardcastle has the worst hair in wrestling.
It looks like a wig.
Well, who's Otis has some pretty horrible hair too.
Yeah. I mean, the thing to keep in mind is that Copeland has to keep his hair a certain way because he's in a TV show and there's continuity that you have to deal with.
Oh, do you have to have that hideous hair for that show? Is that what it is?
Percy Jackson.
Yeah, the Percy Jackson, the Olympics.
Oh, that hair is hideous. Okay. So my top three of hideous hair in order right now. Is Copeland.
Yeah.
Otis.
Yeah.
And then Logan Paul.
Okay.
In that order.
I like that.
As much as I love the guy, I hate AJ Styles' hair. That is soccer mom hair to the max.
I mean, Come on.
I don't
I
know.
hate it.
I can't. I've never had long hair, so.
But from your list, I'll always put Logan Paul number one. I hate that man with a passion. I think he's a
Yeah.
horrible human being.
I'm judging the hair, not the person.
Yeah.
Still,
I find
number
it
one.
funny that a WWE wrestler has a Max documentary about him and his family. Like I find it humorous that WWE just let him go, whether this was a prior commitment or whatever the case is. The Paul family is on Max when you can also watch Logan Paul wrestle on Netflix and Peacock during
Now,
pay-per-view.
does it go into the scandals?
What scandals?
Logan, you didn't know about the Pauls and their scandals?
Oh, they won't.
Oh, okay.
They won't.
Because I'd watch that. I'd be down to watch
They won't.
just like the dirt on them.
Now you're
Yeah.
going to need a dark side of the ring to get into the scandals of the Paul brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to paint them as being this precocious, adorable, cutesy little family.
Oh,
when in
scamps.
fact, they're anything but that.
Yeah.
Just go on your Google machine, boys and girls. Won't take long, trust me. Anyways, we get away from the main event. We go to Renee, who's in the back. And Swerve says, I don't care about. He's arguing with Nana. Nana storms off. And he
Nana
says,
know what was about to happen. That's why.
I'm gonna get my ass
I'm
kicked
here.
again.
I'm not here about Will. I'm here about your husband. I am going to destroy your husband. And he goes to look for him, and the Death Riders attack him and drag him to the ring. Put glass on the mat, body slam him on the mat. He pops up, a smile on his face. You can't beat me, John Moxley. Glass stuck to his back. You can't beat me. He's defiant to the world champion, who, by the way, still doesn't have the belt. Canada Dry. Your thoughts?
This makes me think that Swerve is winning at Dynasty.
Hmm?
Because they usually have the winner get their ass kicked before the show.
Yep.
We got two things against Swerve on this show.
Yep.
Willow getting hurt, and then him getting beat down and thrown into glass.
Yep.
So I think that Swerve is going to win this.
Okay.
I think they're cutting bait on this storyline, and I think that it's time for the Death Riders to hit the sack.
Okay. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, this made Swerve look like $1 million. Like he just got up from that glass and just looked like an animal. But it's weird. Like it's like the Death Riders just walked away. It was very anticlimactic on their end.
Yeah.
It was weird.
The best part of not only waking up because it's Folgers in your cup,
Oh, Folgers is horrible coffee.
but the interaction between Hangman and Swerve
Oh, that's what we need to talk about.
and how they came to this agreement when Swerve says, "You're right. You are right."
I did
And
deserve it.
Hangman doesn't know what to do,
You got blindsided by an 18-wheeler.
and he storms off. And then the Death Riders attack. Now, what's funny is it reminds me of the scene from Step Brothers when they both look at each other and they go, "Did we just become best friends?" "Yes, we did." And that's exactly what happened between Swerve.
Imagine Hangman is the reason Swerve actually wins the title.
That's what I'm thinking too.
It's possible.
That would be a shock.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Sorry about burning your house down."
It's going to be weird because then you're just going to have some work to do for All In.
Yeah.
Because I imagine, let's talk about the future here for a few minutes because I can't imagine anyone but Will Ospreay wins this tournament.
Yeah.
So are they just going to do another face v face match like they did last year at Forbidden Door? Maybe.
Yeah, I think this is the 50. This now it's time for Swerve to pay him back.
We'll see.
It's gonna be interesting.
It would but once again, this is probably my favorite thing on this whole show. It's Hangman Page. He is the main character of AEW, whether anyone wants to admit it or not.
Yeah,
he is.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show. But unlike AEW, which goes off the air, we stay on for a few more minutes because we enter the Flower Shop.
Flower Shop!
Brought to you by ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear and pay homage to the man who originated the Flower Shop. Now,
And one of the stars of WrestleMania 3.
it's one of the stars of WrestleMania 3. Now, this match, favorite segment, your favorite cartoon animal or your cartoon bunny, and number of bells. I defer mine to Canada Dry. Canada Dry, you go first.
All right. My favorite match of the night has got to be there wasn't a lot of great matches on this show. There really wasn't.
Yeah.
So I have to give it to a match that wasn't that great, and Adam Copeland and Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite segment of the night.
Yeah.
Is all the stuff with Swerve that was in it tonight. Like he was great tonight.
Yeah.
So my favorite cartoon rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, she's not a rabbit. She's a human woman.
Her last name is Rabbit. So Jessica Rabbit.
Okay.
And I'm giving this show 3.75.
Okay. Joe.
Okay. Favorite match? I'm giving it to the mixed tag tornado match. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Love the ending. To me, it set the tone for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Or at least it got me. Everything with Swerve got me really excited for how the show ends. Segment of the night, I could say Swerve, but I'm going to give it to Harley and Mercedes. The little interaction with the puppet. It's always great to see the puppet back.
The puppet's gold.
Yep. Favorite rabbit? I'm old school. It's Bugs Bunny. I mean,
yeah.
Whether it's, I remember one of the first commercials I remember watching is a baseball one where he's trying to strike out this baseball batter who just keeps getting these big bats and chops down trees and all that. And this was a weird show because it really felt like for the first hour they forgot that they had a pay-per-view to promote.
Yeah.
It felt like just a regular episode of Dynamite. And then the second hour, they really started promoting it heavy. And for that, I'm giving it 3.5. I was entertained.
Now, you're going to be at All In.
Yep.
This All In week looks gigantic.
Yeah. It's just
Are you going to the ROH show as well?
No, probably not. It's me and my son. I'm not going to wear him out.
Okay.
So we'll do some stuff around Dallas. But also, I'm going Sunday night up to Philly for Dynasty, so I'm going to be there in person as well. So I'm hitting two pay-per-views from AEW this year.
So will you be on the All After Wrestling show on Sunday for the predict, or you won't be in the morning show? You'll be gone already.
No. I should be able to do the morning show, the afternoon show.
Yeah.
Because it's only an hour away from me.
Okay.
Temple University is like an hour away, so. If I was richer, I'd also buy tickets to go see Dynamite on Wednesday night, but I should probably ration how much money I'm spending on wrestling. So Because once again, I'm like an hour away from Baltimore. Holding
What
Dynamite.
did you give this for a grade?
3.5.
Okay.
My favorite match was the mixed tag match. My favorite, actually, no, I take that back. My favorite match was the Will Ospreay tag match. It was good to see these young guys coming up.
Yeah.
And riding the coattails of Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay offering them the opportunity and the platform to showcase who they are, because the general populace doesn't know who these guys are.
Will Ospreay is the tide that raises all ships.
There you go. Favorite segment is anything with Swerve. Swerve saved this show.
He did.
This show did not convince me to pay the $49.99 for the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view doesn't look that great. It looks like it's phoning it in, and they did it with this.
I don't know. I think like they managed to put on great pay-per-views even when you think it's not going to. And like you're going to see some title changes, definitely.
Yes. And I think at the end of the day, when we do our post show, I will have a different attitude about it. But as of right now,
in general, though, JFB, I don't think AEW is very good at promoting their shows.
No,
like through
and I think, in all honesty, they're trying to be different. They're expecting you to spend your hard-earned money because Will Ospreay's on the show, Swerve's on the show, Moxley's on the show. You have these names, but you don't have any story. The only convincing story that you have currently right now is the end of the Death Rider story and the beginning of Swerve going into All In. Because I'm with you, Canada Dry. I 100% believe that Swerve is going to end victorious.
I want to see that title again. I miss it.
I will too.
Yeah, this is my fake little title here. That looks nothing like it.
You know, but I think overall that this go home show was just poor. It just needed something. It missed.
How epic will it be though when Swerve opens up that case?
Oh, it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. I would love to see him ram the case into the head of John Moxley,
and it pops open,
and the belt comes out. My God, Tony Khan, you listen to us. My God, make it happen. Anyways, I get my before I give my rating, I want to talk about my favorite rabbit. I'm with you. Bugs Bunny is my favorite rabbit. I grew up watching Warner Brothers. I am a Warner Brothers fanatic, well over Disney. My favorite is Water. I'm an animation nerd. I don't necessarily go too much by the character, but who directs it. And one of my favorite ones is Bugs Bunny versus Gossamer, the big orange monster. It's called Water, Water Everywhere.
Oh, right. That's a good one.
And it's directed by Chuck Jones. For those who don't know, I am a huge Chuck Jones fan. He created the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Rikki Tikki Tavi. This man is responsible for about 35 to 40% of the characters.
Wasn't he a Tom and Jerry too?
He did Tom and Jerry. This man did everything. And his art is celebrated. He has 2 galleries in Arizona. He has 2 books called Chuck Aware and Chuck Aware 2. If you ever get a chance, absolutely buy them. They're amazing books. I'm going to give this show a 3. I've been way harsher on go home shows. There's the history of the JFB giving a go home show a 1.
I honestly thought I did not expect to be pushing in a 3.
Anyone does good go home shows anymore.
I don't.
No,
I think
WWE doesn't.
I think the problem is that you rely on name and not on quality. And that's the problem. I'm going to watch because I love Swerve. And I want to watch Swerve beat John Moxley. And there's a very good chance that if Moxley retains, I won't be on next Wednesday. Because I feel that
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
AEW is doing a disservice to the wrestling fan. Much like WWE is doing a disservice by not having your champions be the main event of night 1 and night 2. Instead,
We've been talking about that on the mailbox.
We get Roman Reigns
again,
CM Punk, and Seth Rollins as the main event
on night 1.
On night 1,
which isn't a real main event.
That's the thing. I had cry if you want. You're not in a main event, CM Punk.
It doesn't.
There's only one match that's the main event, and that's the last match of the night when the show's over.
Last match of the weekend.
Yeah,
Cody, CM, Cena. That's your main event. That's your main event. Screw CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I don't give a rat's ass. I might not even watch night 1, but I'm telling you right now.
Well, we want to do a show.
If Swerve doesn't win, I'm not on next Wednesday. I'm beginning my official protest.
You hear that, Mr. Isaacs?
Start
warming up.
Yeah.
Get the arm ready.
Get Shane, get Tiffany, get over.
Jeff becomes with a wig. Let's say someone else.
We'll get Tiffany
one of the machines
that guy was wearing on Dynamite tonight.
It is all I'm saying is,
could you be Don Callis on the show the whole time?
I would be Don Callis on the show. I'll get in the scar perfectly. Make it happen, Tony Khan. Don't piss off the rest of us. Just do the job.
But it seems like that's what it looks. It looks like that's the direction they're going.
Just give Swerve the title, and then give us Swerve and Ospreay 2 at All In. Just do it.
I mean, we're writing for you for free. That's not my check. I'm not getting AEW money.
Those are your two biggest stars in the company right now.
Right now, you have a very important decision to make. You can make Dynasty one of the top-notch pay-per-views of the year. You can just shit the bed. Let's see what happens. Anyway,
never shits the bed on pay-per-views though, so I have faith. I
got faith too, guys. You want to get a hold of us? The Cantankerous JFB, Canada Dry, EVP Joe, Tiffany, Jeremy Isaacs, Rich. There's multiple ways to do it. There's these links down below. Click on your keyboard. Go to these links. Find us. Interact with us. Join us. We have an amazing prediction week, and you are not a part of it.
Now, Jimmy, you got some movie, you hear rumors of stuff and shows and movies and stuff. How come they never did a Roger Rabbit 2?
There's many reasons why there's not a Roger Rabbit 2. It's two people, Warner Brothers and Disney.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say something like cancel culture or something like that.
Back in the 80s, during the Coke-fueled studio years, when anything just came out, Disney and Warner Brothers had no problem because it was all about distribution. That's the problem you have now. Disney is its own distributor. Warner Brothers, Discovery, Max.
So we're more likely to get a DC versus Marvel than have a Roger Rabbit 2.
I mean, there's talk about a crossover, whether it happens or not. I mean, it's the same reason why you don't have cross promotion in wrestling. You don't have WWE versus AEW because who's going to win? You can't make everything like a DQ finish. My God, it'd be the most boring pay-per-view in the world. Anyways,
There we go.
go down below, click a clack, come and join us. Want to buy a shirt? It's an easy way to buy a shirt. All you have to do is go to prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. We have all these amazing t-shirts, the Just Keep Fighting t-shirt, the Batman t-shirt. We have a tremendous amount of t-shirts for you to purchase. And I bet you Pro Wrestling Tees will have a sale for Dynasty.
And we might have another shirt drop tomorrow.
And we might have another shirt tomorrow. Who knows? We have 20 shirts drop tomorrow. You don't know the power of the AFW network. Helen, behind the scenes, good Lord, she's like a shark.
Have you tasted her banana bread?
Best banana bread in the world.
Yep.
Best. Anyways, on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of EVP Joe, I am, of course, your JFB.
And we're running late, so raise your fists in the air, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting. This is Bill Clinton for the AFW Network. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Okay, maybe I did just a little bit.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Tony Schiavone for the All Fan Wrestling Network.